On tonight's show, we have entertainment professional and business consultant Carlos Pittman. And now for your host, KoolKard.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, KoolKard. This is the Kickin It with KoolKard show, the KoolKard show, however you want to call it, however you want to say it. This is episode 244. Thank you guys for tuning in, for rocking with me, whether you're on the live, whether you're on the replay. I just appreciate you putting your eyes on it, your eyes to it. I do this for you. I cannot do it without you. I say that all the time, and I mean it. All right, man. It's been a blast. I've had so many different people come on here from different walks of life, different avenues of business. Tonight will not be any different. I got my good friend, my good brother. This is really my brother. Carlos Pittman is joining me back on the show. This is his second time joining me on the show. Might even be his third. I'm not sure, but we're running it back. He's launched a new company, Pittman Entertainment and Consulting. The brother is dabbling in a lot of different areas of business right now. He's really on his grind. He's really on his thing right now. So we're going to dive into that. And then we're going to have a little twist to the show tonight as well. You just got to wait and see for that. But yeah, man, I wanted to bring him on so he can talk about his new business, talk about his run with the Usher Residency out there in Las Vegas. He had a big hand in that. Yeah, man, just doing some great things. So I want to shine the light on my brother. And hey, we're going to kick it, man, like we always do. We're going to catch up old times. You know how we do it. I mean, we talk like every other day anyway, but, we definitely going to catch up. And I'm just excited about what he has in store and what he's working on. And you will be too once you hear what he has in store. And so without further ado, man, let's get it. Let's kick it. We're going to pray. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. And we're going to do what we do on the KoolKard show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, I invite you to subscribe. I bring a lot of great people on here, 243 other episodes that you can go back and chronicle through and see all the great people that I bring on, all the information, all the gems and the jewels that these people drop, all right? And tonight is not going to be any different. Let's get it, y'all. We kicking it. Carlos Pittman, let's go. My brother, welcome back to the show. You need no introduction, really.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me back on, brother, man. I appreciate it, man. This is it's always a blessing to come on here, just kick it with my boy, man. Like it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, we talk almost like every other day, so it's all good, man. Appreciate you, brother.
For sure, man, for sure. You got new endeavors, man. You're excited about it. You're doing a lot of things. So I definitely had to bring you on here. Let's talk about it, shine the light on that. You know what I'm saying? I got a platform, so why not? Let's do it. And then we got a little twist for him towards the end of the show, too. You know what I mean? So we'll save that to the end. But yeah, man, I wanted to come on here and celebrate you. And I just want to say congratulations. I see all the hard work you're putting in, the effort, man. You're being a student right now. You're learning a lot, diving into just different realms of business. I'm excited for you. I know you're excited. And I just want to say I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I know you've always been on your grind and, you just do your thing. Whatever you put your mind to, you do it, you accomplish it. So I can't wait to see what, flourishes from this. So, yeah, man. Proud of you, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Proud of you too, man. You come a long way with this show, man. And I know you're still grinding it and staying consistent with it. So, man, I'm proud of you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I really do. You know what I got to do first, though, right? I got to pray.
Yes, sir.
We got to get it. Let's get it. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for just allowing us to come together, join together once again, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, on this platform and just in life, period. Lord Jesus, just thank you for, we just thank you for the friendship, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, that we've held for so many years. Just thank you for the brotherhood, for the love. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for covering our families. Heavenly Father Jesus, we thank you for just, giving us life, giving us breath, Heavenly Father Jesus, just giving us all the opportunities that we've been able to take advantage of, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for the little things that we may overlook. We thank you for life, love, health, happiness, and just positivity in our lives, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, and just allowing all the negative to just fall by the wayside, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, all the bad health to just fall by the wayside. And we just thank you. We just want to give you all the love, all the glory, all the praise, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, all the victory, Lord Jesus. We just pray and ask that you just carry this conversation, you carry this time and this moment, and let it just be special. Allow it to help others, Lord Jesus, and just allow us to lift other people up, and let us be a light, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, a beacon for other people so that they may see you and your glory, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Man, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's
Yeah.
all about right there, man.
Yeah.
It's all about.
Man, I feel it
Man,
every time, That's why I know,
yes,
like,
sir.
can't nobody tell me it ain't real. I'm sorry. I don't care what you talking about. You can try to pitch it
Right,
all you
right.
want. Nah, man.
Yep.
Yeah. We ain't even got to go there. We know what it is,
Right,
right?
right, right. We
Yeah.
already know what it is. Yeah, we know what it is, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yes, indeed. So listen, brother, we all know about you because I done had you on the show. My brother's been in the entertainment business 20 plus years, going strong. He's developed a lot of great relationships, strong relationships with people. He's I, talk to him, man. You've run venues, man. You did the Usher residency. Tell us a little bit about that, how you dibbled and dabbled in that, and basically just orchestrated the whole thing from the venues perspective and side of things. Over there at Adobe Live. And then just give us a little bit how you're journeying into your new business, Pittman Entertainment and Consulting.
Yeah, man. Wow. It's yeah, it's just I have to sit here and just like reflect. Like, man, it's been 20 years of just a grind in this entertainment industry in Vegas, specifically.
Yeah,
Um, Starting back in 2004, man, at the Aladdin, which then became the Planet Hollywood, and I grew into the to this industry, not knowing a lot, um, various different positions, throughout the years, and just really learning, from the people around me, teaching myself things. There's things that I didn't know about this business as far as from the operational side of things, and um, that led me to grow into to other positions, and you know so I'm truly blessed, man, to have the opportunities that I've had to be in this industry, in this field, and work some amazing shows, man. Award shows, concerts, sporting events. I mean, boxing. I mean, you name it, man. It's but with the grind, with the hard work, late nights and things of that nature, what has kept me going and thriving in this business has been just a love for entertainment, for music, for comedy. I love it, man.
yeah,
And so it's been a 20-year journey, and I'm proud of the accomplishments, which has led me to start this new venture, man, which is Pittman Entertainment and Consulting. I felt it was time. It's been some years thinking about starting my own consulting business, and so this felt right. God led me to this, put me in the position for it. It was some unfortunate you know situation that led me to this, but I turned that into a positive and look at it that he was bringing me to my true calling,
mm-hmm.
and that's to start run a business, and do something that for myself, and that's kind of where I am right now. um, what is Pittman Entertainment Consulting? Utilizing my 20 years of experience and network, to really provide services to people in this industry, not just um, with just concerts and any events and things, really expanding the scope of that, and going into to other markets as well. But the basis of it is entertainment. And I said, I got to put good use of my 20 years of experience in this industry to really provide, a service to people. I get people to reach out all the time on like LinkedIn, and or just people in my friend circle out here, and they just want to pick my brain about just how do you get into a venue, how do you get in with someone like an MGM or Caesars. And so I felt it was time, it was necessary to start this company now. And I'm still learning a lot about just the business side of it, and getting to where I want to be. So being an entrepreneur, I'm gonna have to, if I fail, oh well, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make mistakes along the way, but
Yeah.
like I told myself, I'm gonna pivot, and we're gonna scale, and make this something special.
I will say this. I know one angle and aspect of your business that I really commend you for is the mentorship, whether they're paying for that or not. If they're paying for the
Mhm.
consulting, then they're getting a mentor along the way, because there's certain ways, certain etiquettes, certain, just certain processes that have to take place, how you go about doing things to actually get into these venues to make these deals go through. And I know you've been through the ringer with that, things you've pitched and stuff that's been just turned down, or people just not conducting business properly. You know what I mean? And which had nothing to do with you, it was just everything to do about them, or just circumstances, right? So I know that
Right.
with the consulting business, you talk a lot about, hey, I want it to be done the right way, and I want to show these people not only how I can get them into the venues, but show them how to do it, how to go about it the right way. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they're getting the most out of, first and foremost, what they're paying you for, but to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And know how to finalize these deals and execute, you know, just and strategize correctly and properly. You know what I'm saying? And how to move in
Right.
that business. So I really commend you for that, because you don't have to do that. You can consult and say, hey, here's a blueprint, here's a ebook on how to do it. Go do it, take the money, and be gone. You know what I'm saying? So I really commend you on that. I mean, can you speak to that, and why you decided that you wanted to like pour into people at the same time, render a service?
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's a great question. I felt compelled, like, people need to know um, how to navigate, working with a big brand like a MGM. Um, what does it take to get in these casinos, get into these entertainment venues? These are major venues that work with, you know, the upper echelon, like Live Nation, AEG, and C3 Presents. Um, and so there's a way you need to do things, trying to work with, big establishments like that. So, and I want to guide people um, in the right manner to coming to work with someone in a big venue like that. So it's not about just, okay, just offering a service to collect a check. It's about also educating.
Yeah,
And, that's where, guiding people in the right direction, being an integrated resort. What does it take to be an integrated resort? And what I mean by integrated resort, you have venues that's inside of a casino property.
mm,
And there's a lot that goes along with that. I've been in the executive meetings from the property side, and understand from that level, what they're expecting and what they're looking for. And the main thing is about lift. Can these events bring lift to the property? What do we mean by lift? Lift is, room nights, gaming.
mm,
Are they gonna spend money in the restaurants? These are all things that the casinos are looking at to keep people there on the property, after a show, or before a show. And so you want to bring in the right artist, the right demographic, to these properties, to these venues. And so that's what I try to do, is educate people about that, when they're coming to me, to consult with me, work with me, on things like that. And I want to consult them on the proper way to go about coming into an establishment like that. So it's about education. The mentorship, piece of mentorship, coaching, leadership. Um, that's more so for people that's in this industry already, that's looking to expand and grow, to a new position or something. And so how can I be a, a mentor in that way? How can I, work with you to develop your leadership skills? um, how do you lead a team? What does it take to be a general manager or an executive director, to be a director, or if you're a supervisor trying to get to a manager, like what does that take to get to that level? And if I can provide some insights and share my story and my journey along the way, um, to inspire someone, that's what I want to do as well on that side of it.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it, brother. Eh, I want to talk about the Usher residency. So you played a major role in that. You were GM at the theater, Dolby Live, during that
Mhm.
run, and that was, man, out of this world. That was heard around the world. Everybody coming from around the world to see that. What do you feel, or how do you feel? Why do you feel like it was such a success? How was the venue? How did the venue play a major part in the success of that show? I mean, Usher's, he's gonna draw regardless, but just how it
Right.
was ran and how it was run, because I know that Usher sparked like a fire underneath these other venues because everybody's running out trying to get a residency now. And there's no Usher residency without the venue handling it and managing it properly. I mean, we've seen residencies go bad and be done in a month and it just don't return because the venue didn't handle it, they didn't manage it right, the people, whatever. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, man. When Usher and his team came to us, it was a partnership. He had his residency at Caesars, and not to speak bad about Caesars, but I guess that partnership, that relationship didn't work out. But at the same time, it was also during a time where our country was in shambles with COVID, and he was one of the first artists to coming out of COVID. Actually, was still in COVID, heavy in COVID, to have a residency. Like that's was difficult, I'm sure, to start a new residency, um, and be and within that. So I think that relationship didn't pan out how they wanted to, and so when it came to us, it was like they had already learned from some things, working through their residency at Caesars, and from a venue standpoint, you know we were able to advise them on certain things, and what to look out for. But it was a partnership. It was a collaboration. It was constant, ongoing meetings, to get it to where it was a well-oiled machine, running every night, and that's what it became. Um, Usher was great to work with. His team was great to work with. They were very receptive of our feedback. They came in and just respected our house, and and that was one thing that I noticed with him. Being he is you know the boss, and they followed his lead, and you can see that across his whole entire team. Um, he really cared about his craft. He really cared about his production. He really cared about his fan base, and he was heavily involved in that process from all of the marketing, advertising. Just he was very present around the property, and you didn't see that a lot with a lot of like the other resident artists. And so he put a lot into his residency himself, and that's what made it a success. People try to come to Vegas and duplicate that, um, but I think it was Usher that really put into what he wanted his residency to be, and built that culture and that community. And it was this attraction that people knew when they came to his show. Like, it was an unknown, who's going to be there, from celebrities to who's going to be a special guest appearance on stage. Is he going to do an impromptu, appearance in the audience, and things of that nature. And every night was, different. He would play to the energy of the crowd, and it became this attraction that people had to come to Vegas to see. And it was a special residency, man. I built good relationships with his team, and um, you know, and was able to work with some good people, and that's what you want. It's all, for me, it's all about relationships, and I love building relationships, and that's what it was, man. It was a fun residency, and those guys have been nothing but great to me.
Yeah. What was your? I know you've named off a whole bunch of things, a whole slew of things, but like, what was your biggest takeaway? What's the most memorable thing for you with that whole experience?
Oh man, I would come into, like, when there's days and he's in there in rehearsals, and this is just outside of seeing the show, because I see the show every night, and it's always special, when you see the show, every single night, and to see some of the artists come out on stage that we grew up on, you know, and you're like, wow, I'm not I don't get starstruck, man, I don't, but when I'm standing across from, walking in Michael Jordan, I'm like, wow, I can't, I'm standing across MJ, man. Like, this is pretty cool, to see all these different people come in, night after night, and I'm having the privilege of, walking these people in. I don't do this fanboy stuff and try to get an autograph or anything like that. But it was just a surreal moment to be in front of some of these people that you grew up watching, and they're all coming to see him, you
Yeah.
know, um, and they're just a fan of him and of the show, and they're leaving there, man. They're amazed. Um, but I'm like, wow, just to see these figures of our lifetime,
Yeah.
coming to see, someone like Usher, and I'm talking about from you know athletes to movie stars, to, I mean, you name it, they're coming. And that was cool, man, to see that. It was a very diverse crowd. um the energy that he gave off every single night, and I'm just like, man, just to be at the age that he's at and still perform like that at that level
Yeah.
is mind blowing. You don't see a lot of artists that can dance, move, and really perform at that level like he did. And it was truly something to watch every night. But what I was leading with his rehearsals, just being in this empty theater, and he's in there on skates and rehearsing for the show.
Mm.
um it's just another one of those surreal moments, like, wow. And I just look around, like, this has come full circle for me, just being in this industry and seeing where I grew to in this position, to be working one of the biggest residencies, in Las Vegas. Actually, the biggest residency in
Right.
Las Vegas. Outside of Celine had a long run over Caesars, but it was just truly something special to see every single night. He did 80 shows with us. 20 over at Caesars. For 100 shows, within a span of 3 years. He had 2 years with us, but you know,
I
and I
know.
think I've probably missed like maybe one or two, probably two shows out of that whole run.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a lot of
but yeah,
shows.
man, it was special, man. It was a resident. I wish everybody could see that show. Wish you could have came to see it, man. It was a truly special show.
Yeah, I heard.
But he started, actually, speaking of Usher, yeah, he started his tour tomorrow out in Atlanta. So
That's right.
yeah,
Wow. I forgot all about that.
August 14th.
I forgot all about that. Wow.
Yep.
Sure does. So, do you feel like his show kind of raised the bar for entertainment in Las Vegas? Do you feel like he set the bar with everybody trying to piggyback and do a residency? Do you feel like he kind of set a new standard out there?
He set the bar high. He set the bar for, I think, for Vegas in general, but I think for, like, artists of the urban R&B artists of the 90s.
Yeah.
Um, now they want to come to Vegas. They want a residency. Everybody want to do a residency,
Okay.
which is, nothing wrong with that. But like I tell people, even some of the people that have reached out to me to, you know, pick my brain about bringing certain artists to Vegas for a residency, and I tell them, you have to realize one thing with Usher. Usher has timeless music that people can still listen to,
Yeah.
and he has current music. It's like he has a newborn career.
Yeah.
And if some of these artists are not at that level to,
Yeah.
come to Vegas to do a residency,
They
I
don't.
don't recommend it.
He's
It's
multi-generational, man. Like he has so many
right,
generations that still, bop to his music pretty much. The kids
right.
bopping to the music. We're bopping to the music. So it's definitely a different draw.
Yeah, Vegas is a different market too, man. Like, it's a tourist market, and you don't get a lot of locals to go to shows. It's a very small percentage of
Yeah.
locals, so it's a real big tourist market. So I tell people, like, be careful with what you're trying to do. You have to have the right type of artist to come to do a residency. But another thing, Usher will outwork a lot of these people. Man, are you willing to put the work in? I saw how his team, they had an office right next door to my office, and I would see every single night that room. They're in there working, man. Like he has a team of videographers, uh, influencers that come in that he fly from around the world. Uh,
Oh.
you know, Photographers, and they're moving throughout the show, and they're and they don't get in anybody's way. Like, they're very respectful, and they get their shots, man. And they're shooting the same, I'll say the same show. It's the same show with some wrinkles to it, because obviously he throws some twists in there. But
Yeah.
um they're capturing content and getting these shots, man, that you look at. I see them post on Instagram. I'm like, was that tonight? Like,
Right.
so they're
They're keeping
capturing it in
it
a way,
fresh.
man, that it keeps it authentic, it keeps it fresh,
Yeah.
and then again, he's doing that element of surprise, going out into the audience and singing to somebody's lady, and or having somebody, having the guy sing to the lady, and he record, like,
Oh
he played
wow.
on the energy of the crowd very well. And like I tell people, if whatever artist trying to come to Vegas to do a residency, they have to put something unique into their show to make it an experience for people that's
Yeah.
going to be a draw. Otherwise, you know, they can just have to go solely off their hits if
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah. That's
But
that
yeah,
word,
I don't think
experience.
residency is not for everybody. That means that you can have 20 something shows a year or more and sell those shows out every single night. You know,
Yeah.
um, so it's not, definitely not for everybody, man. But he really put a lot of work into his craft, and what he did every single night, and you can see it, man.
Yeah, and you said it, experience, because there was several repeats, So many people came back to see the same show. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's experience. So, it's the same experience, but it's not the same. You don't get the same experience, right? So, yeah, that's crazy, man. I wish I could have seen it, and I honestly forgot that he was starting his tour. So, might have to. I think he's doing a couple dates here, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing like 3 dates, and he's supposed to come back. I
Back.
think two
Yeah.
dates, and then he's coming back again.
In like
I think
October
towards
or
the
something
end
like
of,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
coming
October.
coming out here. I believe in like November.
Okay, yeah, I might try to catch
Yeah,
him over then, for sure. Yeah, that's dope, man.
yeah,
Let's go.
man.
Let's double back to your company though. What are some of the services? I know you mentioned some of them, but what are the
Mhm.
services that you are providing? And then just tell everybody where they can go to get your services.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's been actually, working on my goals for the company, and that's one of my goals, is to refine my services right now. Like, if you go to my website, you'll see I have like 13 services up there. I'm like, wait a
Okay.
minute. So right now I'm in the process of just refining those services. I got it down to 5 core services.
Okay.
And what that consists of: event planning, operations management. Underneath that is some of these other services that I have that I feel like I can bring those within under that core service.
Right.
For instance, guest experience enhancement. What does that involve? I was very strategic and instrumental in some of the guest experience initiatives at Adobe Live. I opened that venue. It was Park Theater in 2016, and some of the things that I was able to do, that the company is still doing now. Even they even rolled it out at some of the other MGM venues. Um, one of those was when a guest came to a show, how can we create a memorable experience, a defining moment for them? And I use this from something that was done for me when I went on vacation to LA, was taking my family to Universal Studios, and we get to the hotel. I'm in the bathroom, and my wife bring in a card. She was like, "Hey, you got a card from underneath the door." Open the card, and it was all signed by the front desk staff, and it
Oh,
said, "Happy
wow.
birthday. Hope you enjoy your time at Universal Studios." As I'm checking in, the girl at the front desk, she was just asking me general questions and say, "Hey, what brings you into town?" And I said, "Oh, going taking my family to Universal Studios for my birthday." But I was
Right.
like, "I'm gonna have fun too, so it's all good." So right away, she just had a card signed. It was very authentic. It wasn't a stamp or anything like that. So I appreciate that. So I said, I'm gonna take that same concept um, to back to my venue. And this was at the same time I had just got this job as event manager for Park Theater, and I was looking for ways to, build that culture, define what we were going to be as a venue. And so that was one of the guest experience, initiatives. And then also created Dash Pass. Dash Pass is like kind of similar to the theme parks, where
Mm.
you can, expedite, bypass the line to get to the front. So I said, why don't we do that for an entertainment venue? I haven't ever seen that done in any entertainment venue that I've been at.
Me either.
And so we rolled that out. We piloted in 2017 for it was a Latin artist. Um, and so the GM at the time, I presented it to him, and he said, "Sure, let's do it." He was a young guy. He was fun. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it, man." And so it was very little overhead. I think it was like 5%, fee through Ticketmaster, and we didn't have, we just had slap a wristband on the guest. They got buy an add-on ticket. So if you had a ticket to the show, you could buy an add-on ticket to expedite the line to, you go to these shows, there's long lines trying to get in.
Yeah.
And so, they felt like a VIP. It can go through the VIP line, expedite to get in. And then also at concessions and at merchandise, you can show your wristband
Oh, wow.
and expedite the line to get your drink or get merchandise.
Yeah, that's
It
cool.
was like a $35 ticket. We ended up raising it to like $50. Man, that thing sold out. We had initially open it up to like 50 people, and then we start to increase it. And I told them, I was like, guys, we have to keep it at a certain number, because then it's not going to be a true expedited experience. So we
Right.
start to cap it at 100 people. Once we open that up for the residencies, just imagine every single night at $50 a head, 100 people, it's selling out every residency. We're doing like 3 or 4 shows a week, you know,
Yeah.
and so MGM was like, wait a minute, this we make a lot of money on this. So they end up rolling it out at T-Mobile Arena, Mandalay Bay, and Grand Garden Arena. So that's something that I presented. It was an initiative that I had done, and something I was proud of while I was there. But those are things that are part of my services that offer. I have a very innovative mind, and I like to think of things like that. And how can I bring that to someone else that you know whether it be a venue, whether you're doing an event, you're planning an event, corporate event, parties, whatever. Um, let me bring that experience, let me bring that service to something that I can offer for you. So, yeah, man, that's one of the core service. The next core service will be talent booking. Whether you're trying to secure an artist or act for an event, or musicians, comedians, even film, actors, actresses. If you're looking to, book an event or be booked for an event, then I'm gonna provide that service as well. Um, the next service will be sponsorship acquisitions. Helping people, secure sponsorships to get money for their event. Um, the other one will be mentorship and leadership coaching. And I think I tapped on all five.
Yeah, you did.
Think I'm missing one. Yep. So yeah, so that's all five. So I'm breaking it down into the five core services, and then from there, really crafting out and building out a model of something tangible. Like, what are you going to get out of these services, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, marketing and promotions. I forgot that one. That was another one as well.
Okay.
Um, I'm actually partnering with some folks on that space. Met with a gentleman out here with a company called Firefly, and what they do is like mobile billboards on like taxis on
Mm.
car. They even have, like, if you drive Uber and or Lyft and you want make some extra money, you know they can place the you see on the taxis and stuff. They place it on top of your car. You can have like the digital boards in the back of your window, things like that. And so met with that guy for coffee, and kind of brainstorm some ideas. But I'm looking at doing some strategic partnerships like that, to really craft out some of these services. you know so there's a package of things that you will get out of that, right? So if you need marketing promotions for your event, let's Firefly handles this, or within that package there's some other things, right? Some other deliverables. So um not only that core service, but the rest of the other core services kind of be similar in that regard, where some craft out, tailor made in the box, so to speak,
Yeah.
services that you'll get from these packages.
So, give us the website. They can go
Yeah,
and
the
check.
website, www.pittmanentco.com. So my last name, Pittmanentco.com. So Pittman Entertainment Consulting.
I got the link down in the description. So, if you need the services, it's down there for sure, right there for you.
Awesome.
So let's turn this thing around a little bit, and
Yeah, man.
let's talk about. So you came to me and you told me, you said, "Hey man, I'm thinking about doing, a live interview series on Instagram, talking to
Hmm.
industry professionals, entertainment professionals." So I said, "Okay, all right, cool." So you know, thought about it, bringing you on the show, and I'm like, "Well, hey, you thinking about doing the interview thing? Well, why don't you come on here and interview me? You know what I'm saying? Let's get your feet wet." And
Yes, sir.
throw some questions my way. I'm always doing the asking questions and doing the interviews. I'm like, let me bring you on here and
Yeah,
let you
yeah,
do your
yeah.
thing, man. How you feel
Yeah,
about
man.
that?
Listen, no, that's listen, that's cool, man. I actually said, hey, let's practice, and because if you go on Instagram, they have a practice mode. So I'm like, let me hop on there, practice a little bit. I kind of been practicing on my own. My wife sitting in the background listening and stuff. But no, man, listen, this is and I tell people, I said, I'm gonna start off. This is gonna be very authentic. It's gonna be real. I don't care how I come off. I'm not a
Yeah,
trained professional when it comes to doing interviews or any of that thing of that nature. Man, it's gonna be conversation. It's just gonna be
brother.
relaxing.
Let me
We
tell you,
just gonna kick
man.
it, man. Like you said, kicking it with KoolKard. So
Kicking it,
that's
yeah.
what, yeah, man. So
It,
that's what it's
it's
gonna
not,
be. But
and that's the whole thing, man. When you get out of the whole mindset of, man, I have to do it this way, or it has to be buttoned up, or I have to sound like a journalist, or man, it doesn't come off right. It's not
right,
organic. It's not authentic. You're not being your true self. You're gonna be tight, and your interviewee is going to be tight, right? They're not going to be
right,
open. They're not going to be transparent. So when I bring people on here, man, I bring them on here 30 minutes for sound check prior to 10 o'clock. We talk, we laugh, we get to know each other if I don't already know them. You know what I'm saying? And by the time, man, I hit go live, brother, they really kicking it. They're relaxed. They're transparent. And I never ask personal questions, but you'd be surprised at the people that come on here, or how many people come on here and they're just so transparent. They start talking about their personal lives. you know, and the things, their traumas and all types of stuff,
Right,
like
right.
molestation,
Yeah.
all types of stuff, like right. And I don't ask these
Wow.
questions, man, but they feel so relaxed and they feel so comfortable, and they'll tell me like when the show is over, like, man, I didn't even know I was gonna go there, but
Right,
it
right.
makes sense, you know what I'm saying, from within the. So yeah, that's all it
Yeah,
is,
man.
man. Be
It
you.
should be, yeah, it should be conversational, man. It should just
Yeah.
be, relax, have fun with it. And that's what, I told myself. And I said, listen, I'm going to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Absolutely, man.
Because this is something new for me, being on the other side of it, being in front of the camera. I'm not used to being in front of the camera, doing this. I've done interviews and stuff like that, obviously with you and for work purpose, but I said for something, outside of that, for me to do it and this is gonna be something new for me. But I said, I'm gonna have fun with it, and hey, if I stumble over some stuff, it is what it is, right?
That's,
I'll
man,
learn from those things, and for the next time,
telling you.
how I come across and present myself, hey, it is what it is, man. But I'm looking forward to it. Um, I was sitting here and I was kind of brainstorming ideas of generating a buzz around my company, and I said, how do I do that? I said, you know what? I'm focusing on entertainment, right? There's entertainment in Vegas that's all over the city, but then also on the sports side, this is becoming a sports destination, right? You
Yeah.
have the Raiders, you have the Golden Knights, you have WNBA with the Aces, two-time back-to-back champions. The Golden Knights and won the Stanley Cup. I don't know about the Raiders ever winning.
Raiders
You
gonna
can
do
see
what the
behind me, I
Raiders
got my
do.
49ers, my 49ers flag. So I'll be going to
Hey,
that preseason game in next weekend or next Friday. Um, but man, listen, this city is a sports destination now. You got the MLB coming here with the A's. They're gonna be building their stadium over on the Tropicana lot,
yeah.
and then the future NBA team. I think the NBA is just wrapping up their media rights deal, which is like 76 billion, something crazy. As soon as
Right.
they finish with that, then they're going to talk about the expansion teams, which Vegas is one of them. So I say, you know what? There's all this entertainment in Vegas, just not on the script. There's things that's happening off the script that people don't really know about, like even the locals or people coming to Vegas. You know, things that projects and things that I'm working on. So there's so much entertainment in Vegas and all the sports. I say, I want to build a community, a brand around that. Let's build a media brand to talk about that, right? So this Instagram show will build a sense of community. Will bring on, whether it be musicians that's doing shows out here, athletes, promoters, venue folks. Let's get them on. Let's have conversation. Let's make it fun. Let's make it engaging, and then also build a sense of community with it. I
Yeah.
think the community piece is going to be huge, and really getting involved. Like you have all these sports teams coming to Vegas. Hey, let's start doing something for community out here. For the kids and things. Not to say that they're not doing those things, but I really want to highlight that.
Yeah.
There's a feature on Instagram Live where you can set up a fundraiser. Anyone come on the show, you can set that up to where they can donate right there in real time. So let's, build a sense of community around it, and start doing things out in the community outside of, the show. But it will expand into like, a podcast, having, athletes come on, entertainers and things of that nature, promoters that's working, doing an event, like come talk about your event, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so people coming to Vegas, people that live here, hey, just build again a sense of community around here. It's gonna be a show even for like the artists and athletes to come on, talk about the team, what's going on, like, but even behind the scenes story, and even for me, you asked me about Usher, you know, uh, people don't know a lot of the behind the scenes of this business. I, I used to always joke with my team and staff and be like, they need to do a reality show on our venue. You'll be amazed, man. You'll be amazed with a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely reality TV. Now I would participate in it, but um, man, you have all these reality shows out there now. I think it'll make for a good TV show or present to something like Netflix or something like that. So hey, another idea.
Right.
Um, but listen, man, yeah. So I just wanted to come, create that, man, and just let it grow, let it be authentic. Um, the name of it is called 515 Vegas. So 515. What is 515 Vegas? 515 is May 15th is when Las Vegas actually became a city, and so I wanted to have a play on the inception date, and call it something different. 515,
Yeah.
515 Vegas. So that's it's an entertainment and sports media brand, and yeah, man. So that's what it's gonna be about.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
You know?
So interview me.
So yeah, man. So man, we look,
How
we
you
we
gonna?
kicking it with cool. We kicking it with KoolKard on the other side of the pillow, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So man, listen, brother, man. I appreciate you, man. We've been friends for shoot, what,
Like
27 years?
97?
Yeah, 27 years, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I've seen your grind and the journey, man, and you still going, and proud of you, man.
Thank
You
you.
met we met when at UNLV, and through a mutual friend at the time, and
Yep.
I really gravitated to you, man, because of we just had the same similarities, and you doing the music and stuff, man. I really gravitated towards that. I know you ain't on that side anymore, but
No.
you're still going strong with your show, man, and your acting. um Tell the people, man, like, with your acting, I really want to touch on your acting, because
Okay.
I seen how much you put into that craft, being in the dorm room back in New York at Hunter. And tell the people, what does it take to really get involved in acting, and how to get started in doing something like that.
For me, man, I started acting when I was about 8 years old, I do believe, in school, doing like little theater plays and stuff like that. And I was always animated. I wasn't like the class clown, but I've always had a colorful mind. So I'm always like out there in La La Land imagining things, right? And, even with my brother, I used to play G.I. Joe, and I'm in the trenches and I'm a G.I. Joe soldier and all that type of stuff, right? So for me, it started there. Always just been out there imagining things and creating things, and always just been a creative kid. So I, through school, stayed in theater. When I didn't have theater, I just stayed outside of my mind in my own world. But what really happened for me was, man, honestly, it was crazy. It was a crazy journey. So, when we met at UNLV, I told you, man, I'm about to transfer to New York, right? I'm going to transfer to a school in New York. And you're like, okay, cool, do that, do that. I'm like, man, I'm coming back for you, brother. You got to come with me, right? But what did I tell you before I left? I said, man, I'm going to get on MTV. I'm going to do all these different things. Lo and behold, what did we do? We went out there and we were on
Right.
Global Groove, Say What
Yep.
Karaoke. We were always on.
Yep.
We lived at MTV. We even got up into the New Year's Eve, rocking New Year's Eve up in the studio with all the celebrities and hanging out and partying, right? So we did that. I'm saying all that to say this. You got to stay active and you got to stay in creative spaces. And you have to just stay in that element of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
even when you
Right.
can't work on your craft, just stay around like-minded people who are creative, so those juices will keep flowing, so that when you do have the
Right.
opportunity or the resources to take advantage of them, you're ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
and
Right.
that's when this is when you'll hear people say, "Oh, you're a natural." No, it's not that I'm a natural. I just stay in creative spaces. I stay in a creative
Right.
mindset. So therefore I stay ready to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
Right.
that's when you hear people like, "Oh, you're a natural." No, I'm not really a natural, but if you want to think of it that way, then yeah, because I live that. So
Right.
long story short, go to New York, I can't even think, man. I just network with people and ask people like, hey man, I need an agent, really trying to get into acting. And also I utilized the theater at my school. So I was a theater minor. So I stayed in productions there. And then just through that you meet people, right? And then people say, "Oh, you're really good," or "I like you. I have an agent. Let me introduce you." So
Right.
I met somebody who introduced me to Bernard Telsey. I think he's still around actually. He was a casting director. He wasn't even an agent, but there was something he was casting for. It was Finding Forrester, and I didn't even have an agent. So I got introduced to Bernard Telsey somehow, some way. I got the audition. I got down to the final three. Me, the guy who
I
got
remember
it,
that.
and somebody else. And it came down to Sean Connery coming in and reviewing our audition tapes and saying who he felt he would have the best chemistry with. So, because in my eyes, we all got it. We got to the last stage. It was all about who Sean Connery wanted, and that's what it
Right.
was. He picked Sean. Was it Sean Patrick? No, it's not Sean Patrick. Who's that kid? Not
It
kid.
was some he was
He was new. He was
it
new on.
was some he was a new yeah, it was a new actor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I say all that to say this. I didn't even have an agent at that time, but Bernard Telsey referred me to an agent. So then I got an agent, so I started going on all these auditions, and then we were doing music at the same time. So I'm still in
Right.
those creative spaces, meeting people, meeting like-minded people, going on auditions, booking this, booking that, not booking this, not booking that. I did a Broadway Disney musical pre-production though. We never made it to stage, but it was a pre-production with Leon, Five Heartbeats, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, and all that. Temptations, all that type of stuff, right? um, the one guy, oh man, what's his name? He just passed away. He's been in a lot of epic films, man. He was there. Devon Nixon, Debbie Allen's stepson. He was in
Hmm.
The Bodyguard. Anyway, whatever. But just been a part of some great experiences, man. I won't say great productions, just great experiences throughout this journey. Meeting people, being referred, staying on my craft, studying, being a student of the game, and just going at it, man. And I'm still at it. And I will say this, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I've actually backed off on acting a bit to focus on my show, putting this to the forefront, and I'm really, really about to go in overdrive. You don't even know. I'm really about to go in overdrive, but I'm really putting all my eggs into the show right now. I still do the acting. If I get the opportunity to audition, if I get the opportunity, somebody knows that my work is good. They say, "Hey, I need you." I'm there. I still have an agent. My agent's patient with me. I tell her, "Hey, this is what I'm focused on right now. Don't send me any auditions." Sometimes I do that, and that might sound crazy to people who want it so badly, because people are out here like dying to act, dying to get into these productions. But
Right.
and I don't take that for granted. Like, I don't take my craft for granted. I don't take my talent for granted, and I don't take the opportunities for granted. But there comes a time in your life when you have to prioritize. And
Hmm.
as you know, I've been running this show almost 5 years. It's time to get up out the basement. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right.
okay, priority number one. What's the number one? What's the main thing? This. Because this is what I
Right.
was born to do. I truly believe that. And that's why I feel no regrets, no remorse for leaving music behind. I've had that conversation many years, many times about God was tugging at me,
Right.
tugging at my soul, all that, right? But I feel no regrets, man. And I didn't give up. It was what God wanted me to do, and I had to adhere to that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I was so miserable when I was fighting God, when He was showing me this is not for you anymore. I was miserable. I was going to shows, getting up on the stage, performing, getting off the stage, and walking out the door, going home. I didn't want to network with anybody. I didn't want to do anything. It just wasn't for me anymore. Anyway,
Right. Yeah,
moving
yeah. I
forward.
mean, listen, man, and when it's time to let something go,
Yeah,
and move on to that next thing. And he's revealing it to you. You may not see it at that time, but he's telling you like, it's time to leave this. It's time to
yeah,
exit.
yeah.
Um, yeah, you mentioned, man, this being the main thing. So talk about that main thing. What's in store for kicking it with KoolKard? You've been doing this for 5 years, man, and I think what you're on
Yeah.
show 244.
244. Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Never have not missed a
listen,
Tuesday. Have not missed a Tuesday.
have not missed a Tuesday. And
Four
when
and
we
a half
talk
years.
about consistency, that's consistency, right? That's dedication, that's determination, all those different things. And I know you want to make this show bigger and scale and grow.
Yeah.
Talk about some of your visions and some of your goals for kicking it with KoolKard.
I'm gonna talk about a few. I won't put them all out there because energy is real and people don't want to see
Yep.
you,
Yep.
right? So the main thing is television, because I do this for you, not for me. When I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, 18, I wanted to be famous. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to run around with all the women I could, whatever, right? Earlier on, and then something, there was a button in me, something, a switch. Like, I don't want that anymore. I just want to do my craft. I want to do my art and do whatever, right? So now it's not about me. It's not about fame. I don't want to be famous. Whatever comes with this, whatever have you, right? But I don't care about that. That's not what feeds my soul. That's not what drives me. I really truly do this for the people, to help people, to give people value, bring people on like yourself that can give 20 years of entertainment experience and knowledge to people. There's some young people out here just getting started with their careers that need that tutelage, that need that mentorship. And I bring people on like you, and they can get a nugget of what you offer with your services for free here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. It's all about helping people, man. It's all about connecting with people. I love connecting with people. I'm a people person. I'm an introvert, but I love connecting with people. I love helping people. I love talking people through things. You know what they call me in college? Counselor Card, right?
Yep.
People could come to me, tell me a few things, and I could get to the root of their problem. And that's something, I could get to the root of their problems, things that they've been dealing with their entire lives and they didn't know what the root was. And I could get to that quickly for them. And they'd be like, oh my God, you hit the nail on the head. It's always been right in my face, but I never knew it was that. And they just knew it was that, right? So anyway, I want to take this to TV, and I want like a Steve Harvey show. I want like an Oprah Winfrey show that I can bring people on and bring therapists on and bring doctors on to help people. Let's do toy drives. Let's do charitable events. Let's giveaways. Let's do all that. Let's get the network involved. Let's raise money. Let's do all these type of things and just touch the community and touch people, because it's not about me, man. It's not about me. You know what I mean? I'm just doing God's work right now. That's it. I'm doing what God is showing me to do, brother. And I just want to put a light on other people, not on me. But if I shine on them, it's going to shine on me. But that's just what it is. I don't care about that. But that's really what it is. TV, a show, making a difference in people's lives, really making a difference in people's lives, not just for TV. You know what I'm saying? There's some shows that's just for ratings. I really want to make a difference. And I, just touch the community and all types of stuff, man. How to get there? Like you said, how do I scale? For me, I think it's just really getting more involved in my community. I do have followers. I don't have the best viewership because people are fickle. People have lives. People don't owe me nothing, right? And then also let's just be real with it. The things that I talk about is probably not popular to the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta hone in on my demographics and really figure that out, and how I can really touch them and get them involved with what I'm doing and my mission, right? But with the younger crew, it's a little hard to get them engaged. Some get it, some don't. But because we're talking about real life things on here, you know what I'm saying? People, younger generation. This is not to talk bad about them or anything like that. But everything with the younger youth, with the generation, it's sensationalism. They want sensationalized things. They want the pop culture gossip. They want about music. They want about the latest rapper, the hottest chicks, whatever. We don't talk about that on here. We talk about real life business tips, real life things that's going on in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? We talk about how to be better as people, how to better your health, fitness, whatever it is. But there's some people out there that need that. There is a space for that. So
man, listen, everybody needs that.
No, I know, yes, but everybody won't gravitate to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's mainly the youth, because they're on what they're on, But I got to figure out how to tap in though, right? So that's another thing. That's another hurdle I have to overcome. I got to figure out how to hit that angle the right way and shift my paradigm actually, on how I think about it, right? I say they won't tap in, but how do I get them to tap in? So that's one thing I got to do to scale. And just really getting my whole package together so I can present it to somebody, present it to a network, present it to one of these streaming services or a podcast network or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to kind of take it to the next level. I don't want to have to take a big leap. I don't have to take a big leap. I could get a deal with a podcast network. I'm not a podcast. I don't call myself a podcast. I call myself a show because that is one of my destinations is TV, right? As you can
Right.
see, I don't set it up. I don't do the whole all that, right? That everybody's doing. And that's no knock to podcast, but that's just my preference. I set this up. You see my intro. I set it up like a show because that's what I want, right? You got to manifest it. You got to see it. You got to believe it. You got to do it. So that's how I set it up. But yeah, man, I just got to package it up, get all my analytics and all that stuff right, and my stats and all that, and just kind of build some relationships and get it out there, man, and take it step by step. If it's a podcast network, so be it. I'll do that. I'm not against any of that. A YouTube deal, whatever. Get brands involved. Um, it can go. I can name off a million things I could do. You see all these brands involved with these
Yep.
podcasts on YouTube, man. I mean, that's where they're making the majority of their money, not YouTube, right?
Yep.
So
Oh
it's
yeah.
yeah, man, getting in bed with these companies, figuring out how to get a good relationship with them and figure out how to make it work for the both of us and how it can benefit the viewers. That's what it's all about. So when I say I'm about to get
Excuse me.
on my ish, I'm about to get on my ish to take it to another level.
Yeah, man. Listen, but I'm proud of you, man. And we talk all the time, and it's it's a matter of now just like really honing in, locking in, and just really figuring it out. And
Yeah.
I know you got the goal. And this is something too that even for what I'm building is really learning to turn that corner. Like, how do you turn that corner now? How
Yeah.
do you take that next leap? But you have persistence. You've been on the grind. Those are things that when you look back 5 years from now, you're gonna say like, "Wow, I put this in." Like I had one viewer on here. I didn't have no viewers,
Yeah.
but that's all a part of the beauty of creating this, and that's what I'm learning. Like, don't worry about how many people are watching. Don't worry about what people are thinking, and when you post,
Absolutely.
don't worry about that stuff. Continue to hone at your craft. Continue to build on it, right? And that's what you're doing. You've been doing that, but now you're really going to hone in on that
Yeah.
and start executing on that strategy for that for that long term goal, that long term vision, and you're going to get there. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
I
Um,
appreciate that, man. And I'll say
I was
this too.
watching. I was
Yeah.
on Will's live yesterday. Will out here,
Yeah.
and he showed us in his live his 2011 journal where he wrote his goals out. And I was like, wow, man, it's really important. Like 13 years later, to go back and look at that and say, you know,
I did that.
this is
I
what my
got
goals were. I did that, right? I
yes.
accomplished that. But listen, another thing too, we have to start celebrating our wins, small wins, big wins, whatever it is, and more reinforcement and for ourselves, looking
Yeah.
ourselves in the mirror and celebrating ourselves and patting ourselves on the back. I don't think I do that a lot for myself. I'm hard on myself when it comes to that, even when I was, at a venue, you know. But I say, you know what, man, you got to start celebrating you. You got to start, celebrating your wins and accomplishments, in that moment, because
Absolutely.
it's a entrepreneurship. As anyone tell you, man, it's hard, man. It's a lonely
Hard.
road,
Yeah.
and so you
It's
have your
hard.
support from your family and things of that nature. But when you're in the trenches, it's just you,
Yeah.
and you're grinding. You got to do it. So that's what it's all about, man. And supporting and celebrating one another, patting each other on the back.
Yeah.
Um,
Because if you looking if
and
you looking for the likes and the views, that journey gets lonely, brother. Because
oh yeah.
ain't nobody looking your way until you force them to look your way, and then then it's up from there. It's like it is a journey,
But
man.
that was me. Like I was looking for that. Now it's like I'm changing my mindset.
Yeah.
I'm in a whole another place now to
Yeah.
where I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna focus on the main thing,
Yeah.
and I'm
Main
gonna
thing.
hone in on that. I'm
Main
gonna hone
thing.
in on that.
People
You
gotta
know,
understand, man, when you hone in on that main thing, and you set everything else aside, that main thing comes to life, man, right before your
yeah, man.
eyes.
Yep.
I've shown myself that so many times, and I used to be all over the place. You know, me and you both all over the place. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, man. If you just really say, you know what, all that stuff doesn't mean anything. Like, weigh it. Like, what can facilitate all the other things that you want if you accomplish it? Okay,
Right.
then that's the main thing right now. Get that in motion, then all that other stuff, it's stress alleviation, and
Right.
you're able
Yep.
to focus and be happy and comfortable. I don't want to use that word comfortable. I don't want to say that because I don't want you to think that I'm saying get comfortable. But you
Right.
know,
Right. No,
you're
I know
you're
you
at
know I know what you mean.
ease and you can do all these other things because that
Right.
main thing has been taken care of, and now it's on autopilot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's serving its purpose for you to do all these other things. And, you know, let me say this too, man. I was talking about, you know, elevating and leveraging the show, right? I feel like I choose the hard road because I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I have access to celebrities, but I don't use that access card. Why? I've said this several times. I'm trying to shine the light on you, right? People who are doing phenomenal things and have the same talent that a lot of these celebrities have, but don't have the light yet. That is my focus. And I don't want to say the underdog. You're not an underdog. It's just that you don't have that light yet. You haven't gotten there. You know what I mean? Like you haven't. I don't even say the finish line, but you just haven't gotten there yet. But you deserve that same light because
Right.
nothing separates you other than just opportunity from these people that are having these opportunities, right? So
Right.
I don't pull that card. I want to focus on the people who are doing dope stuff. Let me say this, dope shit, right?
There you
And
go.
they deserve the light, man. They do, and that's who I focus on. I have access. I can get
Because
somebody.
it's so many out there, right?
Yeah.
There's so many people that have aspirations of doing things or they're doing it. There's people out there that need a nugget to know how to do it. You
Yes.
know, not to
Exactly.
say that they're going to go out there and execute it and do it exactly how these people are doing it, but guess what, it gives them some inspiration, it gives them some
Yes.
motivation that someone that's, want to say, I
Just
don't want to
like
use the
them.
word like, normal, like,
Yeah.
but ordinary people like me, I can relate to those people
Yes.
and they're doing this. That
At a
gives
high
me some
level.
inspiration. Right, at a high level,
At a
that
high
gives me
level.
some inspiration to say this person is doing this. Let me
Yes.
get up. Let me get going.
Yes.
And that's what it's
Yep.
all about, man. And this is another thing. You figured out, because guess what? It's a crowded industry with podcasts, shows,
Yeah.
but that's okay though. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been learning this too. I was on I'm doing this 5-day challenge with the founder, CEO of Founder. I don't know if you follow that page on Instagram. And he's Australian based, and so he talked about the challenges taking a new product idea from conception to,
To the shelf.
to the finish line,
Yeah.
right? And every single, we talk about products, services, whatever it is. And even when I took the Harvard Online business course, the main thing is finding the problem. What
Mm-hmm.
is the problem? What are you solving?
Figure out how to
You
solve.
have figured out that. You have figured out there's not a show that has people, everyday people, that's doing great things
Yep.
that people don't get to hear about. It's
Yeah.
not just about the celebrity. That's cool and all,
Yeah.
and I know you're gonna have them on your show once
Yeah.
the show
Absolutely.
gets bigger, obviously, but you're going to reach out to those people that have great things going, that
Yeah.
can share their story.
Yeah. I want to
Right.
build
You
I want
mentioned
to build a
earlier,
foundation. You know what I'm saying? I
right?
want to build a foundation off of what we're talking about, right? Not
Right.
the celebrities, but I'm not saying I'm not gonna have celebrities like you said. I will, but I want to build a foundation of grassroots, man. So many
Mhm.
people out here that's doing dope stuff. There's people out here, bruh, and I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry, but there's so many
No,
people
you
I have
good.
on my show
This your
that
show.
I can nah, man. This is your show right now. There's so many people. There's so many people out here doing things that I've met that I can look at people who do have the light on them, and I can say honestly say this person right here is trumping them, man. They just haven't met that moment where that opportunity meets the preparation and it pops. They just haven't met it yet. But I'm
Right.
like, man, I'm here to be a part of the ecosystem and give you a platform to put yourself out there. Regardless of how many views we get on this, I did that, right? And it matters because now
I,
you got one more show that you're on, one more, platform that you're on, one more stream. You just never know. One stream, one view could change your life.
man, I got it. When we talk later, I just had an idea that popped in my head as you're talking. As we talking about this whole thing,
Okay.
but yeah, man, listen, I'm excited for what's to come with this show. I know we talk all the time about it, and you've honed in and figured out a niche, right? There's a lane for it, but and like you mentioned, the younger demographic, they may not appreciate it like other people may appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think eventually they will gravitate to it because once something, your show's gonna be popular. It's gonna be out there, and then that's when people gravitate to it. Then they'll start to find those nuggets, and then what's gonna happen is they're gonna go back and look on the 5 year archive and say, "Wow, I didn't know this was there. I didn't know he interviewed such and such." And
Yep.
guess what? Some of these people that you're interviewing, listen,
They're gonna have the light.
yeah, they're gonna have the light, but you don't know out of these 244 people that you interview, you may have interviewed a billionaire or
Right.
someone that's a multimillionaire. They have a
Yeah.
product or a service or they're
Yep.
doing something. They're an actor or a singer. Whatever their field is,
Yeah.
they're the top of that, and they have mastered. And now you know
Yeah.
they're out there. So you'll go back, man, and look on this archives and see that, wow, this has been a journey, and
Yeah.
it hasn't been an overnight. It's not an overnight success. And I grind, I put the work in, and
Absolutely.
that's what's gonna be rewarding, man, is the work that you put in. So yeah, man, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Excited to see what's to come. We're gonna be accountability partners, man, and hold each other accountable, and just
Definitely
keep
that.
going and keep going.
Definitely that.
You
And I
know,
say this too. It's all about God's timing for me too, man. When God tells me to move, I'll move. Right now, He's telling me to do what I'm doing. And that's I've been in like a reflective state for a while. Just been kicking it with family, man. I got it on my brain heavy though, like, man, you gotta get going. And that's just me being human, right? Me being the hustler or whatever. I gotta get going. I gotta go ahead and package this thing up. But I'm right where God wants me to be right now. But he's slowly turning me loose because we talk. So he's slowly turning me loose. But it's all about God's time, and I pray on it, man. And when I started this show, I told God, I said, God, just work through me and just show me when it's time to make that next step. And just allow me to hone my skills, allow me to stay in the gym and just perfect it. You know what I mean? And I'm still
right?
learning. It's no such thing as perfection, right? But I'm still learning and still growing. But I can do this in my sleep now. I don't have to have a list of questions for pretty much anybody that comes on the show unless I feel like, maybe they're a little tricky. I don't have much information on them. Then maybe I just gotta, kind of pull some things out of them. But man, I don't need none of that, bro. From the hip, right? We gonna talk
Right.
because it's a conversation. You don't
And that's
walk up
and
to
that's
somebody with a genuine to have a genuine conversation with a list of questions. You know what I'm saying? Who does it?
right.
So
But listen, you
exactly.
5 years in the trenches doing this. You know how much you're mastering. You're mastering the art of conversation, interview conversation. I'll just call it conversation. That's what you're mastering. You're mastering an art. It's an art form,
Yeah.
and people may look at the show and be like, how is he so natural like that, to speak like that, to ask questions like that, not knowing, man, like this has been work. I've been putting the work in. Like now it's natural to me. It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's just like an athlete, Steph Curry shooting three. They don't see the behind the scenes in the gym.
Yeah.
For him to make magical shots like that, it's because he put the work in, work.
Absolutely.
And
I'll
and
say this
so
too.
that's what.
I'll say this too, man. For anybody who's looking to get into podcasting, doing shows, interviewing, man, one thing that I can tell you that will probably go a long way with you if you're nervous about doing it, if you are camera shy, you just don't like talking to people, or you're afraid to talk to people, man. The easiest way to have a great conversation is to just be curious. Listen, listen. Don't be sitting there gearing up for your next question and not really hearing what they're saying to you. You got to listen to
Right.
what they're saying, because you might throw the next question out because they said something that you're curious about. Now you got a question.
Right.
And not to say you can't use that question you just threw out. But if you're
You just
listening,
got to know when to fit it in,
yeah,
right?
yes,
You listening for that next segue of question.
yeah,
It's just like having an interview for me, like being in the work setting. I got to interview somebody, and I don't be right looking down and write notes. I gotta be engaged and listen to what they're saying so I
yeah,
can have my next probing question. You
yeah,
know, you spoke about this, and about a time you did this or whatever, and I just follow up on that. Tell me a little bit more about how it's just like you said, it's active listening. You have to
yeah,
be engaged in
yeah.
the conversation and what they're saying. So yeah, man, you
Curious.
have really honed in on that, man.
Yeah. Just be
But like I said,
curious,
I'm
man.
just be curious,
Yeah.
and you have to just and have fun with it too. And that's what
Have
this
fun.
for me. That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have fun with this. It's like
Have
there's
fun,
no
brother.
right or wrong way to do it. There's no script.
Yeah.
Now
That's the best
obviously
way
when
to
you're
do
on.
it, brother. That's the best way to do it. No parameters. Cause I tell people
Mhm.
all the time, cause they'll be like, hey, my kid, he's not sleeping yet. I'm like, I don't care about that. Your kid can come jump
Right,
on
right,
camera. It's not gonna stop the show, and it's not gonna dilute the show. I don't care. It's not gonna mess up the show. This
right.
is real life here. We really
It's
kicking it.
real.
If I was over by your house and we kicking it on the couch and we having a conversation, your kid run in, who cares, right? That's not gonna stop the conversation. You might stop to say something to
Right.
the kid, whatever, but we still gonna talk. That's what it is on here, man. This is not buttoned up. This is real life, natural, organic, authentic. We are really kicking it. And my guests, by the end of the show, man, they get it. You know how many people I get on my show beforehand? They were like, "Hey, man, I only got 30 minutes. I gotta go. This and that and the third, bro." And they extend the show an
And they
hour
still,
plus. And I'll tell them, I'll be like, "Hey, man,
man, you sure you
you
ain't gotta
said you had
go?
to go. It's 11:15." They like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's 11:15." Like, that's how comfortable they get. And it's just all about just being me, man, and just being natural, really caring about what they're talking about, really curious to know about
Right.
what they do, what, you know what I'm saying, their passions, desires, all that. Brother, people just they fall in love with it, man. They do. And
And you're providing a platform that they may not otherwise have, and I'm sure that they appreciate that, being able to come on your show to talk about their craft, their art, whatever it is that they're doing. And I'm sure that, like, wow, that feels good to do
yeah,
that.
for
Like,
sure.
you know and so that's what this platform is, that's what your show is. And again, it's authentic, it's kicking it with KoolKard. And yeah, man, like I said, I'm proud of you of that. um
Thank you,
what's
man.
some other things in store, man? Kicking with KoolKard. I know you got, you're doing the acting. Talk about the film that you were in. It's
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
Tubi.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Pressure, man.
man, we can't leave that one out.
Yeah, pressure. I'll say this and we will wrap it up. Pressure is now streaming on Amazon Prime. Is that Prime Video? Prime Video, yeah. Amazon Prime Video. Streaming on CW. It's streaming on Tubi. Pressure. It's a sci-fi flick. It's a sci-fi series. Written, produced, directed by Deja Ashwood, my good brother, man. He's really like a brother to me. We've been in the acting game for a minute. I've taken his classes. This brother, he's phenomenal, man. He writes scripts. He's a coach. He's an acting coach. He does self tapes. He really does coach in his self tapes. He does acting classes. He does headshots. He does acting reels. So if you don't have any footage, if you've never booked anything in your life, go to Dejure. He will write the script. He will coach you on the script, and he will film it, and he'll get other actors involved and make you a reel so that you have something that you can present to an agent or a production or whatever. Like, he's phenomenal. Anyway,
That's dope, man. That's dope.
man, he started this micro mini series on Instagram. It was like a minute or 2 minute episodes, and he would premiere it every week, one a week, for like 5 to 8 weeks maybe, and then it grew into what you see now. It's a mini series now. Each episode is about 25 minutes. I play Charles Volt, the husband of oh God, I can't even remember my wife's name. God, what's my wife's name? I can't remember why. I play Charles Volt. I'm the husband of a doctor who's basically trying to invent a life expectancy machine that the same as what Dejure, who plays, God, I'm going blank. He's gonna kill me, man. I'm going blank on the names right now on the characters. God, I can't think. Anyway, he finds this life expectancy machine by the dumpster. Another doctor who's very cynical and just a killer, pretty much, who wants it. So he's basically trying to evade him, sell it off to a hospital, so on and so forth. Don't want to tell too much of the story, but anyway, phenomenal series, man. A lot of great acting though, and because listen, man, when I told people it was on Tubi, the first thing people think is bad production, bad sound, whatever. No, I'm telling you, this dude is a stickler for sound, lighting, picture, cinematography. If you watch the series, it's grade A, man. It's grade A. Like I said, you can find it on Tubi. It's called Pressure. Pressurx. RX is a play on the medical field.
Medical field, yeah.
It's a medical device, right? So y'all check it out. It's streaming right now. I might even I'm gonna drop the link down below too. But y'all check it out, man.
Let them know, man. Look,
yeah. I'm gonna drop that link. I'm gonna drop that link down there.
This your platform.
Yes. Yes.
I'm interviewing you. Promote your stuff, man.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna talk my ish, man. Yeah, but yeah, it's streaming right now. Season 1, there's 5 episodes. I'm in episode 3 and 4. Season 2 is gonna start filming, I think in October, I do believe, right? So we're coming back with more, man, and we're trying to take it to the next level. Hopefully next time around, season 2, we can get a Netflix, we can get a Hulu, we can do something bigger, and it's just gonna keep snowballing because it is really a mastery. It's a good production, and if you see it, you will say the same. If you see it, if you go on and stream it, please hit the like button, man. Share it. Leave a review on Amazon. And I'll tell you this, Amazon's tricky. If you're streaming from like Fire Stick, Fire TV, whatever, you can't leave a review. I think you can only like save it on your watch list. But if you save it, then you have to go into your laptop and then go to Amazon Prime Video, and then you can write a review, leave a review and rate it and all that. So I ask you, please, humbly, to do that for us. It means everything. It means life or death, really, of it, because that will give us the ratings that we need to take it to the next level. And if you want to see more, that is how you'll see more. So pressure. I'm in that. Yeah, man, that's what I'm working on right now. I got another audition that just came through the pipe. So like I said, I'm active. When I say I put it to the back burner and this is the main thing, yes, I did, but I'm still actively auditioning. But I just know what the main thing is. And I know that I can piggyback off of my show into the acting scene even more. And of course, one thing blows up, it opens the doors for other things. And it's, you know how it goes, man. It makes things easier. I'm not committing to that, right? I'm not looking to that. I just know that's what happens, right? But my show is the main thing right now. And I'm still doing the work. So don't get it twisted. I'm an actor for life. That's what I do.
Yeah, you ain't stop, man. You've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah,
and that's something that won't leave you. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what age you are to act. So.
Yeah, for sure.
The music thing was a little bit that was different. That's a whole nother,
man. That's a whole nother interview to talk about that music journey. Boy, that bro, that was crazy. We learned a
That's a
lot.
therapy session.
Yeah, bruh.
Look.
That's a shrink session for real.
Yeah, man. But yeah, listen, I gotta go back in and watch the rest of episodes of Pressure. I saw the first episode and just been,
You've been on your
what I'm
grind.
dealing with
Yeah.
on my side. But yeah, man, I gotta go back in and watch it and definitely leave a review. Um, but
Uh,
yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, man, this is pretty good. Like the quality of it, it
yeah.
didn't feel like a Tubi series or whatever. So
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I like this. But yeah, definitely go check it out, man, and support my boy, support his boy. Let's get this thing on Netflix. And one thing I heard you say is hope. We're not saying words like hope, try, none of
No,
that,
it's
man.
going. It's going.
We will. We
You
look.
will.
We speaking it into existence, into life.
Yeah. Correct
We
me on for
manifesting
sure.
things.
For sure.
Yeah,
Correct
we're
me
gonna
on that.
manifest it, man. It's gonna happen.
We are.
And
Cause
then
we
you
are.
hear,
Cause we
and
working.
then you hear, and then now you're doing the interviews like, your guys doing his interview. Oh, remember this guy? He had it on Tubi, and he built it to this and that and the third. But
Yeah.
again, they don't see the groundwork, the grind behind the
Yeah.
scenes, the years, the clips being on Instagram and stuff like that. And look at like Tyler Perry's story, or Steve Harvey. A lot of
Yep.
these people, man, that slept in their car, going traveling across the country to do plays and
Yeah, man.
stuff like that, man.
They don't see it.
Again,
They don't see
this
it.
is the journey. This is the grind, man, and it's going to happen, man.
This
So
is the
yeah,
journey.
brother.
I appreciate it, man. If y'all want to check
So I'm gonna
out,
turn it back over to you so you can wrap up your show. But it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys. Check me out. Pittman Entertainment and Consulting. PittmanEntCO.com. And yeah, I know you like to do that, but I'm doing your show right now,
nah,
so
yeah,
I'm doing
exactly.
that. But
You
but
wrap it
yeah,
up.
man, check me out. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna be launching 515 Vegas pretty soon. Just getting some things together with that. But thank you, man, for having me on. I appreciate it.
No doubt. And it was fun, man. You did great interviewing too. Natural. So just keep that. Keep that right there, brother. See how it felt natural because you know me too? You know everybody that you get in front of. And that's how you look at it, bro. You know everybody. And that's why it's a good idea, if you can, to jump on 30 minutes ahead of time. Rap with them a little bit. You know what I mean? Just kind of get a feel for them. Let them get to feel you. And it's, man, I'm telling you, just go from there, because now you're just continuing the conversation off camera, on camera. They're already
Right.
warmed up to you. Just do exactly what you just did, man. Be you. You know what I'm saying? Be you, no parameters, no expectations. Just be you, be curious, listen, boom, there it is. It's gonna go, man. It's gonna go. It's a great idea. It's
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Appreciate the nuggets, man, the gems.
yeah.
I'm gonna be reaching out to you and getting tips
Oh,
and whatnot.
we're gonna be holding each
Yeah,
other
man, it's
accountable.
gonna
So
be cool, man.
yeah,
I'm just vibing. I'm just
yeah,
vibing with it. We're gonna have fun with it, and
for sure.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, man. Hey, everybody, if you want Carlos Pittman's services, the link is down below. Make sure you tap in. The brother does good work. He is a perfectionist, so you're gonna get the best in service and quality. I promise you that. A stickler for it. Trust me. We talk all the time about people that just do bad business, that don't get it, that don't put the customer first. It's all about them. You know what I'm saying? And they just give you what they want to give you, take your money and whatever. It's not that. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. The moral compass, man, it's impeccable. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So you're gonna get good service, a good person, a good brother, God-fearing brother, family man. I'm telling you, he wouldn't be in my circle if it wasn't that way anyway. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So you already know about me and who I am and what I'm about. And I put God first. We pray on this show every single time, right? Every single time. So trust in
Love it.
that. Trust my word on that. All right. So, brother, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a pleasure. I know we did this many, many moons ago, but it feels like yesterday, and it's always today with us, because we tapped in anyway. But yeah, man, I'm proud of you. I'll say that again, man. Bless you, bless your family, and all the endeavors, brother, that you're involved in. I'm gonna be there every step of the way anyway. You know what I'm saying? Rooting you on, feedback, whatever ideas, whatever, man. So yeah, it's all love, brother. And I appreciate you coming on, spending the time. I know I pulled you away from your family. You know what I mean? So I
It's
appreciate
all
them as
good, man.
well.
It's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Hey, Pittman Entertainment and Consulting, y'all check him out. 515 Vegas. When he launches it, be sure I'm gonna share it. So just tap in with me. Instagram. He's on Instagram. Pittman ENT Co. on Instagram. Make
Yep.
sure you go follow the company page. Come follow me. Whatever, man. Share the show. Like the show. Subscribe to the show. If you like what you say, if you like what you heard, share it, man. Somebody can get something out of this if you didn't. But I hope we did, right? Until next time, we are out of here. You know where I'm at every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, kicking it with someone cool like Carlos Pittman, y'all. We did it.
Yes, sir.
We did it. And my boy interviewed me tonight, man. Hey, I'm honored, man.
Dude,
I'm honored.
we gotta give you your flowers too, man. You look,
I'm, I'm
get you on the other
honored.
side of it.
I'm
Yeah.
honored, brother. I appreciate it. But hey, y'all, peace and love, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And we are out of here. Till next time. Till next Tuesday. Not too far away.
Peace.
Peace and love, y'all. We out. Yo.